Hey everybody, Eve here. Tonight I'm going to be doing a triple journal flip through. These are three of my newest junk style journals in different themes, and two of them are portfolio style junk journals that I created from 9 by 12 clasp style mailing envelopes, and then this one is I created from file folders, manila file folders, and this one is a 4 by 6 photo size, 4 by 6 photo size. What am I trying to think? I just had a brain fart, people. Yes, the size is 4 by 6. The journal itself is 4 by 6, and it accommodates 4 by 6 photos. So duh. So let me get these two journals out of the way so I can show you that one. Oh yeah, and I'm also going to share with you some other items I create tonight. Because I do a lot more than just junk journals. I mean, I'm a doll artist as well, and I also create purses from denim and different types of clothing items, such as ripped tees, and there's just so many things that I like to make and create that I would like to share with everyone later. And at the end of this video, just look beneath the video and you'll find a link to my website. And of course, as always, please thumbs up, subscribe, and share my videos with your friends. So without any further ado, this particular journal, as I said, is made from a file folder, just a standard manila file folder. I made it pretty chunky, very chunky as a matter of fact, and I created it for my little sister, and has a nice little bracelet charm on it, and stuff like that. Let me see, I'm going to open it and we're going to begin. So envelope inside, and as you can see, well, I'm not good at doing this, people. You're going to have to forgive me. I don't have a camera that will photograph or videotape over my shoulder, so you're just going to have to bear with me while I use my laptop, and hopefully in the future I'll get a better video camera. And also it's nighttime, so I'm using the light sources inside the house, which are not ideal. I see the glare and what have you myself, so I do apologize for all of this, but my little sister's getting this journal very soon, and I won't have another opportunity to do a flip through of it, so I have to use what sources are available to me. And I made it so that you can get two photos in on most of the pages that have a 4 by 6 photo sleeve in it. And then there's always going to be tons of areas to journal as well throughout the book. There's some of my hand dyed or hand copy dyed paper that I created myself. I love my papers. Lots of places to put photos. Glassine bag with a handmade tag. Lots of tags. I created lots of tags for this journal. Lots of little envelopes and tuck spots and what have you. And like I said, these all 4 by 6 pages, all flip up, and I hand sewed them in. Rather primitive, but that's the point. This is an actual painting that was done by my sister Joanne, and I resized it and made it so that you can journal in the back. It flips up and you can journal in the back. That was really sweet, and I think she appreciated it. This is another little tiny, junk journal inside of this journal. Let me see if I can get it open with one hand. Let's see how talented I am. Ha ha ha. You guys know me better than that. Yeah. I can't quite do this, folks. That's just another it's a little junk journal inside of a junk journal. And I actually hand sewed it, and it just tucks in right there. Simple stuff, but cute stuff. Ah, that's my older brother. Isn't he precious? And that's my favorite sister-in-law. What's not to love, right? I adore them. And the sister that this journal is for, you're going to see her picture very soon. Her name is Judy. She's my baby sister, and I love her so dearly. So I wanted to create something very special for her, and that's my sister JoJo. Love her. She's amazing. She's an angel. She's the one that did the painting that I resized. Excuse me. This is my mother, and her firstborn, Joanne and Jerry. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. And envelopes with tags that I created. It's my brother Rocky, who's deceased, passed away in 1996. This is my brother Jimmy, who's also deceased, passed away in 2010. Lots of fun stuff in here. Now I've added some of the photos just to start the journal out for her, but I've left most of it blank because her daughter has 2 babies now, and she's starting her own family. So the purpose of this journal was to it's to share memories of the past as well as create new memories with a new family. And that's what we all do, isn't it? And that's my dad. And then most of these 4x6 photo sleeves are going to be blank now because they're for my sister to add photos as she pleases. Got little side pockets. I fussy cut a seahorse and glued it on there. I thought that was really cute. Really liked that. And, you know, I'm going to try to do this in a more organic nature. That's one of my dolls. I'm a reborn. I used to do reborn dolls as a business, and unfortunately, the market, I feel, became totally saturated, and it was really difficult to make a profit. And they're really, really, really time consuming. So much labor goes into these dolls, so I just couldn't afford to sell them for what people were willing or able to pay. Some artists do very well. Unfortunately, I didn't do well enough, so I quit. But I still have the ability to make them, and I still have quite a few of my own dolls. And if people are interested and willing to pay, you know, what the dolls are worth, and for my labor, I'm happy to still create them. I don't have a whole lot of supplies on hand, but, you know, that can all be worked out. So, moving along. As you can see, this is a really chunky journal, and I added some little paper doll inserts, type tags for my little sister to journal on, little sayings about sisters, and a lot of sayings about family. I just really thought it was a cute journal. More of my coffee stained papers that I dyed and stamped, and, you know, considering they started out as a blank white page, I mean, I think those are pretty nice. I really take a lot of pride in my hand stained papers. Okay, moving along. Oh, and some detox tea. She's got a tea page with some actual tea. Excuse me. I don't know what it is, folks, but I've had this tickle in my throat all evening. Can't seem to get rid of it. More of my paper. And this last page is just loaded with goodies. She's got a spot to tuck a tag there, tags there, little coffee stained journal cards she can tuck there. Oh yeah, and for when she has her tea, I included a little placemat that says always and forever, because that's what family is. That she, as she sips her tea or has her coffee, elsewhere, she can, you know, she'll always have her little, yeah, you know what it is. All right, let's close this up and move on. If I can get that back in place. So let me tie this back up neatly. I'm kind of anal, folks. I have to be so neat and so organized, or it makes me crazy. I'm crazy to begin with, so even more so. And the second journal is a little travel journal that I created. Let me make sure I'm getting it framed in here. It's a travel journal from a 9x12 clasp style mailing envelope. And I thought it was really, really pretty. Kind of simple, kept the back kind of simple. The closure is simple. I thought it was really nice. And this one's going to be for sale. And I'm going to offer it for $65, including the shipping, expedited shipping. So there's a lot of tuck spots and places to journal and tuck things and to write. And I mean, I really put a lot, all the bells and whistles are in this one. Hand stamped pages. I'm going to try it from this way, folks. Just going to try to get it all in the frame here. Now, some of this paper is, oh gosh, you guys. You know, I get my paper from so many sources. If I create a journal and it has a theme, and it was the downloadable DigiKit from like Tsunami Rose or Meg's Garden or something, I'll always put those credits and those links down below. But sometimes when I just use bits and pieces in different journals, and I do that a lot, I won't necessarily remember where it was from, because I also get a lot of free printables from, you know, Pinterest. And, you know, God knows where those come from. And then them papers like this, I get in these big, they're called color books, and I get them at Walmart. And I have books from Hobby Lobby. I also buy from eBay and Amazon. I mean, there's just so many different sources that I get papers and what have you from, that it's almost impossible for me to be able to cite each and every one of them. Oops, I've wrinkled this. I'm good at that, aren't I? That was really pretty. Really, really pretty. And there will always be lots of journaling spots in my journals. Two more examples of my hand-dyed, you know, copy-stained, hand copy-stained, painted, stamped paper. And I just love creating my own papers. I think that's my most fun thing about this whole craft / art form. I just wish I had a better camera and a better way to show these things to all of you. This I'm in love with. That's wax paper that I copy stain and stamp. And I mean, just listen to that. Let me tell you, that is what it's all about. We all live for that. And I get a big thrill out of creating my own tags and envelopes. You know, I just get out white envelopes, and then you cut them, use edge punches, then stamp them, you know, embellish them, and add the yarn and eyelash yarns, what have you. A lot of fun. I mean, there's just so much you can do. Doily. Coffee stained doily. That's interesting. Sometimes I like to slip actual business cards of people I met if I think they're interesting enough. I thought that one was interesting enough. And then this is just a, you know, another coaster placemat that I created myself from coffee stained paper and a stamp that I have. I really love this stamp. This big heart stamp is amazing. Makes great coasters. I had a brain fart earlier and couldn't think of the word coaster. I think you guys know that. A huge journal tag that I created. Little horse stamp. You know, this journal in the back. Somewhat gessoed it too. Just love making everything from scratch. If I can and if I have time. Like these. Just decoupage style tags that I created. And you can always journal on back, and they're coffee stained. And another huge tag. I love huge tags because it always gives you additional journaling space. Everybody can use additional journaling space. I mean, that's what these are all about. Oh, just love this image. And I know for a fact I got this for free off of Pinterest. I mean, isn't that amazing? Colors are incredible. I actually think I'm going to do a tea and coffee journal in the future, and that will be somewhere on the cover. Colors are amazing. I love this page, gessoed and painted and coffee stained. And whoop, another yummy piece of wax people. Love, love, love it. Love, love, love it. Don't we all? That was kind of boring. I left it for the individual who purchases this journal to do whatever they want to with it themselves. Leaving it all up to them. This image was cool too. Very much so. Very pretty. Impressionistic watercolor or, yeah, watercolor style. Very impressionistic. But beautiful nonetheless. This just gets me. Just gets me that image. Amazing image. That gave me an idea for a steampunk junk journal cover that I will do in the future, I do believe. There's that throat thing. I don't know, guys. Maybe I talk too much. I don't know. You think? I think. Just tucks and stuff on this page. And of course, my business card. Indigo Child Designs. But there will be a link to my website underneath this video. So let's close this baby up and move along to the next one. I just love this journal. I love these portfolio style journals, and they're the perfect size for throwing in a tote or your bag or what have you in the back seat of your car. Heading down the road, you can journal anywhere with them. And they close up so nicely, and then they protect what's in there. So they're really sweet that way. Here is another portfolio style travel journal. This one is for myself when I travel. I don't know. There's something about it. I just wanted to keep it simple, but it had to be really, really strong. And I like things very ornate. And of course, I like gesso, and I like staining, and I don't know. I just like everything. And I like particular charms, so I put the charms I wanted on here, but I kept them light. And but I like this. I thought this was amazing embellishment. It's actually metal. As the button, I don't think it is. I think it's plastic, but I still loved it. It just worked perfect with this particular metal charm. And it closes a little differently. There's several ways you can close this, but I think you guys can figure that out. Well, no, I'll actually show you. You saw the way it was closed just then. You can also just take it and go like this. I know I'm making it look more difficult than what it is. Put the belly band around that way to close it. You can also close it this way. Yeah, I'm all thumbs. This way. Looks kind of neat. You know, I always like to see the covers. You know, I don't like to cover the covers. Covers are, that's my favorite thing. I love doing the covers. But let's move right along. Now this is a DigiKit, and it's called exactly the name you see on the cover. It's called Vintage Parcel, and I did download this from Tsunami Rose, and she does have an Etsy shop, and there will be a link below the video so that you can go get this DigiKit. It only cost me $2.50. It's amazing. I love it. Like I said, I don't very often do DigiKits or complete download DigiKits or anything like that because I feel rather it's kind of restricting to use to use DigiKits. I like to create my own content, but this one, the colors, the flowers, everything was just so beautiful. I just couldn't resist, and I thought, well, that'll be my travel journal. So I just really loved it. I think you guys are going to enjoy it as well. If not, then I blew it, huh? So the inside cover is I included this is one of the smaller clasp envelopes, mailing clasp envelopes that I cut in half, and you can put goodies in there, and there's a sweet tag. All of this now is everything you're going to see in here, almost everything you're going to see in here comes as part of this DigiKit collection from Tsunami Rose. And again, like I said, it's called Vintage Parcel. It makes an amazing travel journal. I made tons of pockets because I don't know about you guys, but when I travel, I like to tuck things, you know. So a lot of these pages are going to have, you know, they're just pockets. I made pockets, and they insert from the side because you always want to do that on a portfolio style journal because you stuff them from the side, and then when you close the journal up, nothing falls out. I mean, it's amazing. You don't want to do a top loading or, you know, envelope because, well, chances are when you close the journal, the pages, if you get the belly band around it tight enough, it's probably going to hold all of the contents in, but there's no guarantee of that. When you have this, you know, that makes sure nothing falls out. So I have like that added security. The only thing I did to the Tsunami Rose kit was on some of the pages where the images were so brilliant, the background was so brilliant, that I actually gessoed some of the pages, and then I lined them myself with pencil to make them easier to journal on, easier to read. Now, these are not, this paper, I think there's like 4 pages in here that's not from the Tsunami Rose DigiKit. I just wanted to use, these papers were so pretty, and I had them in my stash, and I needed something a little bigger because I wanted to use this postcard from the Tsunami Rose kit, and it was a little too big for the other papers that I printed from Tsunami Rose. So I just added more paper to accommodate. This also is not from the Tsunami Rose kit. This is another DigiKit, and I'm sorry, I don't remember where these are from, but they complemented also because of the roses. But they're beautiful journaling pages, so I couldn't resist them. And as you can see, I've added lots of goodies in here, big cards, lots of journaling spaces, lots of areas to tuck things. I mean, just look at the colors. They're amazing, aren't they? Now, I don't think I have something in every pocket. I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to be filling them in. Quickly. And, of course, another coaster. Everybody's got to have one of these always and forever coasters. What you do is you take, I got these from Bell's Outlet. And I think they're really part of, they're coasters for weddings, wedding coasters. And what I did is I stained the edges, and then I took some Mod Podge and applied a layer on the front and the back, and that just makes them so flexible. And they're not water resistant. But I mean, if you go to a hotel or you go to a friend's house or something and you're having coffee or something, you can always pull your little coaster out, or just sitting where you are now and pull your coaster out, have some tea, have some coffee. You always have a coaster with you. Now, that may seem silly to some people, but that works wonderfully for me. And my niece just gave me this. I love to throw things like this in there too. Pretty tags from clothing. So sweet. And of course it says the word Vineyard Vines. Vineyard Vines. Great for travel journal, right? Oh, didn't put that in there, right? Come on, Eve. Fly those fingers. It isn't rocket science. Okay. So there isn't any of my paper in here, but that's okay. This is a travel journal for me, and I'm going to be using it with all of these pockets. And, did I put anything in there? Oh no, I just stuffed these full of whatever. This is everything. Almost everything in here is from the DigiKit. So you got lots of stuff. I thought this was gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? So many gorgeous tags and cards and you name it. Very, very vivid, very vibrant. Excuse me. And this is the Tsunami Rose. You know, lined paper that comes in the kit. Now, I only printed out a few sheets of it, but I mean, you could actually make 50 sheets of this paper. I mean, look how gorgeous that is. I mean, does it get any more gorgeous than that? That's just amazing. And then I loved this card that came with the kit. Both of these cards came with the kit. I made them flip-ups that you can journal on the back of. And I just take a pencil. I do have a stamp that will stamp lines, but sometimes I just as soon sit there with a pencil. I'm really good at doing it. I used to do it years ago when I didn't have lined paper. I'd create my own, so I became very adept at it. Necessity is the mother of invention, and practice makes perfect. Okay, and then in this one I made another little journal booklet that I sewed with some of my seam binding that I coffee stain and tied it into a ribbon. Got some lined pages and some blank pages. My business card in there. I just like making these. If I have a kid or I run across something that looks like it could make a cute little mini journal inside of one of my junk journals, why not take advantage of that opportunity? It's just a sweet addition, and it gives oh, look at me. I gotta find a better way to do this. Yes. I mean, you guys get the general idea. Just trying to show you what I create. It's not ideal conditions, but hey, you get the gist. I watch ladies every night, and most of them have what I consider pretty optimal conditions to be, showing their junk journals. But I have to admit that even if I saw them under lesser conditions, I still love their stuff because I can see what effort and what talent and what skill and creativity went into the creating of the journals. And like I said, I didn't create this one. It's a DigiKit, but I loved putting it together, and I, still had to figure out where everything goes and where I wanted it to go and the layout and what have you. I mean, it's not a paint by numbers sort of thing. You still have to use some ingenuity. Yeah, another card in there. Nice big, I love big journaling cards. Oh yeah, and I used that beautiful paper for that one as well. And then we have arrived at the last page. What the heck is that? Oh, it's another paper I created. And that's the last page in the book with just a tag, tuck spot there. Not too complicated, not too busy. And I really, really made the closure very, very strong on this one. Very strong, very strong. I made the whole book very strong, and I made the back pretty hard because I'm going to be setting this on my lap in the car and writing. And it's going to get some great use, no doubt. And I think I like closing it this way. Yes, just like that closure. It's just really neat. Love charms, people. Love charms. Got to put a key. I almost have to put a key on every single journal I create, as well as a lock. Beautiful charms. Love charms. So, getting back to some other things I create, because my business is called Indigo Child Designs. That's because I create many things, and I have much more I'm going to be creating in the future. But let me show you. Let's have a moment to blast back into my past to see one of my older creations. This is one of my, I'm going to raise this up a little bit. I don't want you guys to see my face because the lighting is so bad. And yes, I'm that vain. That's the way it is. This is one of my reborn dolls. She's beautiful. She's one of my favorites. That's why I kept her. Didn't sell her. Probably never will. And I don't name my dolls anymore. I think she's called Madison, and she does have a Madison bracelet on, but she's a gorgeous Asian baby. And she has semi-open eyes, glass eyes. I use Genesis heat set paints. She's also got, let me show you, a magnetic pacifier. I used to put this on almost every doll I made. Oops, come on, get it in your math, kid. If I can get it straight, she cute. Ooh, I just love her. And I always made my dolls with jointed cloth bodies. She is, God, I can't get it in the scene, but isn't she cute? She's such a cutie. And she has, I think she has, yeah, three-quarter limbs. Like I said, a jointed doll body, very beautifully jointed. I think this one weighs probably, I think she's around 20 inches long, and she probably weighs about 3.5 to 4 pounds. My dolls are pretty light. I don't like heavy dolls. I just like for them to be, you know, cuddly, very cuddly. Oh, and her hair is very wispy, hand painted. I'm not gonna, I don't even know if you can see it here. The lighting's so bad. I don't doubt if you can even see it. Oops, and her magnetic hair bow fell out. Hold on. Let me retrieve that. That goes there, see. So if I took this cap off, there's a magnet under this bow, and it goes right on her head if you want to take the hat off. But I keep the hat on her for added protection because my dolls are, I keep them stored. This one sits out a lot because, like I said, I love to spend a lot of time with, you know, my dolls sometimes because I create them. I enjoy them. And she's a real sweetie. And she's just so cuddly, cuddly, cuddly. So anybody interested in fantasy dolls or reborn dolls, you hook up. I might not do them on a consistent basis, but I will do custom orders occasionally when I have time upon request, if it's at all humanly possible. I also make junk journal style clipboards. These actually work. You can journal on these. They're beautiful. I do them junk journal style, and this is actual wood. My husband hooks me up with the wood, but I actually do all the filing, all the sanding. I just don't cut the wood. He's got the saw. He cuts the wood according to my specifications. And I coffee stain it and dye it and finish it, and I add my papers and paints and dyes and stains and embellishments and accoutrements and ribbons, and yes, you guys know the spiel. And if you're ever interested in one of those, I can hook you up. Just follow the link to my website. And here's something else I create for those of you that vape. You might see the one hanging on my neck now as I am speaking. This is they are called lanyards. This one I created for my brother Jerry. He's a vapor as well. And when I make them, these hold the larger. I think this is a Kanger box. A Kanger Tech. What's this called? K-Box Nano. This is a K-Box Nano sub-ohm vaping, and that's my rebuildable dripping atomizer. And they're really nice. And as you can see, it just slides right down in there. And it's a leather look. These actually aren't leather, but I create them to look like leather. Add some beads. Add some really, really nice leather cording. And I put, because these particular vaping devices are really heavy because they have 10860 batteries in them. I think that's correct. Very, very heavy. This thing's heavy. So without this comfort band on the neck, it's like this cording would cut into the neck. So this is another thing I designed, and it's got a nice little charm that I put on there for my brother that says hope, because that's something we always need more of, is hope. Hope for the future, hope for our families, hope in God, hope in goodness, just hope. And my brother is a very good person, and I hope he has the very best life ever, because he is an amazing big bubby, and I love him dearly. I love it when he calls, and I love it when he and his wife and family come to spend every weekend with me. I mean, not every weekend, every year they come on vacation, and I love it. And yes, they could spend every weekend with me, and I would be A-okay with that. Hold on, let me dig through my pile here, folks, and show you another item that I create. Now, if any of you have some fabulous denim jeans that you don't know what to do with because they're kind of worn out, or you've gained weight, lost weight, what have you, and you want to do something with them, I create beautiful little bags, junk journal style bags from denim jeans. Now this was a pair of denim jeans that I happened to get from Britain, and I got them about 8 years ago, and God love them, I wore them to death. So, and I just couldn't bear to throw them away. They actually had all of these buttons. I can't take credit for these buttons. These were already on the pockets, but these pockets make a great place to store your cell phones. And of course I add, this is a crossbody. It's hard to see the straps. I just don't have really enough room. It's a crossbody strap made from the jeans as well. You can see it's got 2 pockets. And I had to put the Eiffel Tower on this one. So just had to put the Eiffel Tower on this one. Just gorgeous. And of course a key charm again. But yeah, got a great pair of jeans you want to make into a denim bag, purse. There we go. I'm your hookup for that as well. I've had a lot of people try to buy this bag from me. Nope, not going to happen. It's my perfect example to, number 1, to show people exactly what I do, and number 2, I love it, I carry it, and I'm not parting with it. So yeah, and all I've got left to show you now is some of the items that I take pride in, and this is a sample board of my coffee stain papers. Just wanted you guys to see. I mean, if you decide you want a journal and you're not sure what you want, I could just do you a simple journal with all of these beautiful coffee stained and painted papers. I mean, aren't these beautiful? Listen to that. I bake them. I stain them, then I bake them. I don't overbake them though. People aren't careful. They can bake the paper so too much, and then the paper will become so fragile it'll just fall apart. Mine don't do that. Plus, I know how to fix that even if they did. But isn't this wonderful? It's different. I just love that. Sort of like my favorite signature paper is eggshell blue with a coffee staining, and I love to use these fibers, this yarn with these eyelash fibers. And I do my own, I don't know what I did with that now. See if I can find it. Yeah, it's my own seam binding that I coffee stain. So then you'll find a lot of my own seam binding in the items I create. And just tonight, I decided to start sewing. So in the future, I will be doing a lot of journals that have the sewing in it. At first, I thought I wasn't going to go that route, but it changed my mind because actually I've been sewing for years. It's not one of my favorite things to do. I always had to sew the bodies for my dolls, my reborn dolls, and other things. But yeah, it kind of looks neat. And this is a pretty cool envelope. And the sewing just, I don't know, it just really, really adds something. It's a lot more work though. So I'm trying to keep the journals, the cost of the journals down and at a minimum. So really, the less that you do to the items, the more affordable you can make them. Because when I've got 40 or 50 and sometimes 60 hours into a journal, well, then I don't want to sell that journal for $20, $30. And I understand a lot of you probably can't afford what I'm asking for my journals, but as an artist, I mean, I have to survive, and this is my only source of income right now, other than my husband, and my dolls and the things that I've sold. I mean, I've always worked, but I'm an artist, so I sell my goods, and that's how I make my living. So, anyway, thanks to all of you who sat through all of this 40 minutes of my nonsensical rattling and carrying on. But I hope you were able to appreciate the journals that I did flip throughs on this evening. And like I said, I'm going to have a link to my website below. And please, by all means, come back again. Thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates and when I do something new. Okay? And in the meantime, may God bless each and every one of you most abundantly. Until next time, this is Eve signing out.